Welcome in, everybody. Liam Murphy back for some NFL talk. Gonna go through the Week 5 slate. Gonna be drafting some games or some teams here on Underdog. Going to give some strategy takes for Survivor. Hope everyone's doing well out there, even the haters and losers. Started off with a dog bowl draft, seeing as these are going to fill somewhat soon. So it's kind of a weird slate of games to me personally. Let me see, what do I want here? We do need 2 more for the dog bowl. It's a slate where we have one team on the main slate with a total over 30. That would be the Lions. The Colts are your second highest at 27 points. So the Lions are at 30. The Colts are at 27. And then you got the Chargers, Cowboys, and Cardinals all around 25. And then you got a bunch of games. And if we go to the over-unders, Lions-Bengals is at nearly 50. Cowboys-Jets is at 48. That game's quite fun and going to be very popular. Raiders-Colts is at 48. Chargers-Commanders is at 48. And then it's like, Dolphins-Panthers at 45 or so. What I ended up doing this week was it kind of felt like a weird week for me to get too micro with the rank adjustments, and I want to try to convey my thoughts. So what I did for the beatbestball.com subs, again, I'm mainly a best ball site, but what I did is I just wrote up the slate. In particular, I wrote up some players I'm higher on and a couple of players I'm lower on, but mostly the hires, and gave some other takes there. So for the people who are subs at beatbestball.com, that's what's there. Cheers. It was my birthday yesterday. Had a lovely birthday. Yes, this is the Dog Bowl. Yeah, Justin Fields, he's a fun one this week. I don't think he's a good real-life quarterback, but he's pretty awesome in spots like this. And he should be mega chalky, It's like Jaden Daniels, okay, that one excites me. People are going to be wanting to do Dak doubles. We've seen the Lions get there in these beatdown spots. So Lions beat down the Bengals. Daniel Jones playing well, gets the Raiders. And then, I guess you could do like a vomit Geno stack. It's a little cute, but I don't know. It's a slate where, the Bills aren't on the main slate. The Rams played on Thursday. The 49ers played on Thursday. So kind of a weird slate. I think ownership's going to condense. Guys like Michael Carter is projecting to be the Cardinals starting running back, and he's not even draftable on Underdog. Derrick Henry is a guy I'm definitely way lower on. JSN's fine. I'm going to do Nico, though. I'm higher on Nico than most. Nico at 7. We're getting unique here. Daniels is this year's Stroud. I think that's like a huge overreaction. He's just been hurt, Bucs defense is pretty legit, but obviously if you have JSN, Michael, you could do worse than Darnold. Darnold's playing good football. And it's a very condensed target tree, so I don't hate it for sure. But I'm not like, yes, I have to do this. I don't, for example, Matt Stafford was a guy I drafted a lot last week. And I don't feel the same way about Darnold here, but yeah, the Bucs defense you typically beat in the air. I don't know why my camera is so laggy right now. Are you guys getting lag on your end? What's up? Yeah, if you guys got start sits, hit him with me. Waddle, Worthy, AJ Brown, Debo, Rico. Jeez, man. I mean, it's probably Waddle or Worthy. I think Judkins is awesome. He is not similar to H.N. in any ways, right? Best quarterback to swap to for early Lamar drafted teams? That's a good question, Jack. You have to clarify what contest, because the Dog Bowl and Battle Royale are just so different. For example, in the Dog Bowl, Rico Dowdle is going to get drafted. Michael Carter would have gotten drafted. Woody Marks is going to get drafted. These guys don't get drafted in Battle Royales. So right there, those guys are good picks for Battle Royale. Same thing, like the quarterback 6 through 12, those are your swaps. So Daniel Jones, Dart, Mayfield, obviously stacked. Those are the guys I'd want to be swapping to. For Dog Bowl, I just try to stack it up, Jack, personally, if you can. If you can't, I want some running. And if you can't do that, like how Mahomes got there naked last week was he did well. I think Ferguson is pretty awesome this week. Warren's fine. These guys I'm not as high on. Fields is awesome. Obviously, you just might need Fields. So I'll do Fields. It is a week where it's like if you don't need Justin Fields, there's no point in taking a quarterback early, But it just feels like a week where you might need Fields. I think this is a great Jamar Chase week, right? Like I strongly prefer Jamar Chase to Derrick Henry this week, for example. I understand that they're going to try to run the ball like 30 times with Derrick Henry, but I just don't think they're going to be good enough to do that. But yeah, if you're going to be taking a naked quarterback, which is more viable in these daily drafts, you want it to be a team that you won't need an individual skill player from. So, for example, Sam Darnold, probably not the best naked guy because you're just going to need JSN a lot of the time. But with Mahomes, it was Juju catching a touchdown. It was Worthy had a good game. It was Noah Gray, Travis Kelce, like the running backs caught touchdowns. You wanted a team like that, so Josh Allen also is naked viable. Like Tua, it's probably not the most naked viable guy in the world. I even think Goff is a little bit naked viable, but you need the touchdowns to be distributed wide, I personally think the Braylon Allen injury does impact the Breece trade. But it kind of depends. Like, you would assume that the coach does not want to trade him, right? Now, does the ownership? Does the GM? Thank you. Mason Taylor, yeah. He's a good stack. You think Fields can truly get there without Wilson? I mean, so easily. Like, crazily easily, yes. Like, Wilson, we don't need Fields to throw the football to get there. We need him to run 50-yard touchdowns. And there are enough, like Isaiah Davis catches a touchdown, whatever. But Garrett Wilson could score 0 points and Fields can score 40, Yeah, let's talk about Survivor. People hate when you think differently than them. It's so funny. I think this is a good week for Lad, too, by the way. I tweeted out that, I personally think, of course, the people who can't think of any game theory at all and are allergic to, strategy also hate strategy talk. They're like, strategy? You just pick the best teams, man. You just fire up the Lions over the Bengals. What are you talking about? Of course, on this channel, we like to think a little bit deeper than that. We want to think about what's the future equity of the team, what is going to make it easier for us. And of course, in Survivor, it's going to be that you leave teams who are good, so you don't have to pick the Giants, whatever. I don't think the Texans are the best pick this week, personally. They're not bad, but they're not great either, I don't think. This is the only thing with Fields is, like, I love the spot for Fields, but, like, Jaden Daniels, man. I don't know. Let's do J-Mo. So I tweeted out that I thought it was a good week in Survivor, which the 3 entries I got cute with all got destroyed, which is funny. I thought it was a good week to get cute. So I might change this, but like right now I have the Giants for 2 of mine, and I have the Dolphins for 2 of them. If I had 10 entries, I might just choose 5 on the Giants and 5 on the Saints. And the reason is because if you get through a week and you've used the Giants, obviously that leaves the Bills for you in the future. That leaves the good teams in the future, so. Now, the Giants aren't favorites, but I just think the Giants are favorites from how I view the game. So that's what I like. Obviously, if you just want to follow the crowd, go for it. But the Dolphins over the Panthers, I think the Dolphins are better. Giants over the Saints. I see the Giants winning that game, but again, the Saints are favorites. I know, man. But I think we have to realize that, like, QJ has scored a touchdown in every game. That's not going to happen, man. It's week 5 of the NFL. Ladd McConkey is going to have a good football game soon, if not this week. And when that happens, he'll probably start going ahead of QJ in drafts. Not that that matters. Obviously, QJ is a good pick too. But these daily drafts are very reactionary to what happened the week before. I mean, tough call. Probably prefer Smith for the upside, but like I have Kendre in some spots. So I'm not cutting him, especially, we're just waiting for the Kamara trade pretty much. Probably a little bit higher chance Kamara gets traded, with Brees looking less likely to be traded. No. Are you upset that I'm choosing the Giants and the Dolphins? See, I'm choosing the Giants over the Saints. I don't know. Obviously, the Saints hung tough with Buffalo. I think and they're at home. But the Giants defense is just like one of the best in the NFL. And seems like a good team to get through. Maybe like I could swap like 1 to Giants, 1 to Saints, and just play on the both sides of it, Just don't feel like it. We're risking it. We're risking it this week. Going all in, and then the Colts are the other like reasonable team over the Raiders. It's a weird week because a lot of people lost with the Rams. Some people are going to choose the Bills. Some people are going to choose the Lions. Yeah, so we don't have Michael Carter, which is kind of annoying for this. I guess I'll do Tony Pollard. I think it's $2.5 million to first. Yeah, it's 2.5. Trying to show you 2.5. So pretty much obviously if you're playing in a survivor pool for like $1,000 and it's a very small league, go ahead. Just choose the Bills, choose the Lions. I would choose the Lions over the Bills if I had to choose one. Patriots just seem better than the Bengals. But I personally want I want a team when it comes to week 11. I have clean, good team sweats left. I want a valuable entry left. I don't want to just make it to week 8. So we're risking it this week. We might lose all the teams, or we might lose 4 of the 5. And if I only have 1 left, that's when it gets tougher a little bit. I think 100 points can easily be made up, but you need to have a healthy roster. So if you are down 100 points and your team has Tyreek Hill and your team has Malik Neighbors and your team has a bunch of guys who aren't playing football, obviously Jaden Reed, that's not being made up. But if you're down 100 points and your team has Ladd McConkey, it has Brian Thomas Jr., it has, Woody Marks, it has Rachaad White, points can be made up very quickly in pods. Scatabo should be viewed ahead of both Woody and Michael Carter, and Woody should be slightly viewed ahead of Michael Carter, but Michael Carter is a reasonable play. His over-under line is 11 points. No, James Conner is not going to sink a team by itself. I won the 5-5-5 with Breece Hall in the 4th being a 0. I won Best Ball Mania 2 with, I think, Chase Claypool was not a good pick that year. He was on the team. Doesn't really matter if you have some bad picks up top, if you have some awesome picks in the back. I think the pick'em lines very slightly prefer Reekle Doodle, but in my head, I prefer Rachaad White a little bit more for PPR reasons. But yeah, the Dolphins defense stinks. So, well, if you have a keen eye, you would notice that I've used the Cardinals in all my entries. I thought they were a good team to use already. If you have the Cardinals left, they're definitely reasonable too. They're going to be popular for the people who haven't used them. Let's just take Mason Taylor to get a stack here because there's no one worth picking. Oh. Well, yeah, I think the Cardinals are fine. I also think they'll be chalky. And it doesn't matter as much now, but we are down to 50% of the field. So there will come a time where you just kind of want to be different than the field because it's the NFL and anything can happen, So I don't know why I want to risk it this week, but I just do. Because if I get through with the Dolphins and Giants, then I can kind of start going a little bit more chalkier, personally. I would not be doing that level of cuteness, Steven. I don't think you ever bench Josh Allen, but it's not crazy. Let's see. Since AB asked about the Cardinals in general, and I hit him with some sass. Other weeks you would use the Cardinals. Week 17 versus the Bengals, I guess, if you're there. Yeah, they're a good team to use right now. But everyone is pretty much picking on the Titans and Saints right now in Survivor, and it will be a very boring Survivor season if the Titans and Saints keep on losing, but they're going to win eventually. And when that happens, boom. A lot of people are out. Let's do one of these two. India's winning that game. I mean, is this a bold take? They're 7-point favorites. All right, what are we going to do here? I kind of want to get weird here with this last pick. Yeah, I'm going to get weird. Never mind. I thought I was going to get weird with Jalen Tolbert, and some dude already drafted him. Crazy. That's insane. I'm thrown for a loop right now after seeing that. Let's take Rashid Shaheed. So what happened here? I guess the Dak drafter took him? No. No, Noah just had the same idea as me. Get weird with Tolbert. Yeah, he's a reasonable guy to get weird with, you know? Who should I start? Chase Brown, Rachaad White, Woody Marks, Jake Ferguson, or Jerry Jeudy? Oh, my God, man. Well, Jake Ferguson's awesome, but, like, I think you clearly have to start Woody Marks or Rachaad White. Again, I'm higher on Nico this week, so we'll be taking him a lot. Yeah, we'll do Hampton. Why do we have to scroll the whole lobby to get to the dog bowl? That's annoying. No, never mind. Yeah, we do. I bravely think that you should put the most popular ones up top. Looks like the dog bowl's tracking to be filled soon. I don't think Shanahan outcoached him. I think McVay just called a bad play. I think they were right to go for it, but the only, and honestly, they got very unlucky to have Kyron fumble the go-ahead touchdown. In fact, I think Shanahan was like tight in the wrong spots. Like settling for that punt at the end of the game should have lost him the game in overtime. But yeah, I just think like two biggest spots in the game where Kyron plays, and that feels bad when you have Matt Stafford playing like a mad genius. There is a shot Dylan Gabriel's upgrade simply Catan, but like I'm not optimistic on it. It's got to be better though, to be honest with you. Flacco's been brutal. What's my genuine pulse check on my? Sure, we'll do Fields. Igbuka is definitely like a regression guy, but we're gonna take him. My genuine pulse check of my best ball season is pretty optimistic because my advance rates are not bad, and I like my teams overall. And I have a ton of guys. I do not have a ton of the guys who are out for the year, but I do have a lot of the guys who are missing some time. So like Mike Evans is missing quite a bit of time. George Kittle's missing quite a bit of time. Like I have huge bags on both. Aaron Jones is missing quite a bit of time. I have a lot of him. So obviously it's going to be harder to advance these guys, but it's nice that I One of the most valuable guys in all of best ball, in all of fantasy football, is James Cook. And obviously that's why I'm doing well. He is like carrying me everywhere. And I'm doing well in the high stakes world, which feels good too. But, it's week 4. Like, teams you love, you can lose 3 guys to injury in a week. But I feel pretty good, Nick. I'm excited. The team that Jacob, Ron, and I drafted in the FFPC, people hated it at the time on Ron's channel because I made them take James Cook instead of Ken Walker. Thank you very much. Team is good. It's leading the league in points right now. Let's do JMO and then like Mason Taylor, good scroll here. Team is good, but there were 2 picks we could have done that would have made it a slam dunk. I wanted to do Tyler Warren at one point. We took Colston Loveland. We were all unified there. And then I wanted Tyler Warren. Ron wanted Mark Andrews. And Jacob wanted Matthew Golden. I was just like, all right, fine. We'll do Golden because the clock was clicking down. But obviously wish you did Tyler Warren there for FFPC. And I don't have a lot of Tyler Warren. I just thought he's a better pick in tight end premium and in managed. And then the other spot is we got a good pick at it, honestly, because we got Kyle Pitts, who's a good pick. But we could have gotten Quinshon Judkins after we took Dylan Sampson, who I also wanted by Sheltouton. So basically, we could have our awesome team that's in first. Here, I'll show it. Plus Tyler Warren instead of Matthew Golden. And I like Matthew Golden too. Plus Quinshon Judkins instead of, I think, Kyle Pitts. So that would have been pretty nice. For the team right now, Garrett Wilson's obviously a good pick this week. Gene T is a fun pick. Nico McBride. Skydabo's like, I kind of like a pick'em pick of Skydabo over 30 rush attempts. Let's do Garrett Wilson and try to set up the Garrett Wilson Fields thing, which we should be able to. But basically, it would be this team, which is Nico Puka, Cook Henderson, Judkins, Tyler Warren, Travis Hunter, George Pickens, plus our bench. But we started 0-2 and now we're 2-2. My other high stakes managed team is also a playoff team, but it's lost several weeks close. It's a good team though. This was drafted in May. Cook, Achane, Waddle, Igbuka, Kincaid, Rico Dowdle, Brock Bowers. I don't think it. Obviously, Brock Bowers got a lot of time to get better. Wow, this is kind of a tough spot. All right, we're gonna. Man, do we pass on Fields for Scatabo here? ADP of 11. This is pick 15 because this guy went double tight end. All right. God. But no. We had a plan. We're sticking with it. I do think in general I should be taking Scatabo there. But like Garrett Wilson is just not going to be. He's just not going to be a good pick without Fields having a decent game usually. But because this guy went uniqueness, it was a good spot to just take the dip. Obviously, all the Bengals picks are much worse. Like, I don't think you need me to tell you that. But I don't think it's over for them. Seems fine. 11 out 85. What is the expected there? 85 times 2 divided by 12. I mean, like, Nick, I think you're clearly new to best ball. Mathematical expectation is 14 teams, and you're advancing 11. You're dealing with smaller numbers, so you're going to have random skews here. But, okay. No, you shouldn't be worried. Nothing matters for best ball right now, man. It does not matter till you get a team to the playoffs, and then it doesn't matter till you get to the team to the finals. It is what it is. I understand there's a lot of newer people to best ball, though. And third place isn't that meaningful. Like, really, it's like, teams within 50 points, 30 points. Like, if I look at my teams, it's like, okay, this team's in fourth, but it's within 13 points. This team's in third, but it's down 40. Now, 40 can be made up easily, but yeah, I would not sweat the small changes right now, but you're welcome to do that. I mean, I'm not actively trading for Brock Bowers, but if someone is panicking, sure. Like, if I can trade him garbage for Bowers, sure. I mean, it's all about getting a good team deep, right? It's not just about raw advance rate. It is about the quality. Like, the team that got to the finals and would have got second in the contest if Chase Brown doesn't slide down at the 1. People who watch this channel knew that I was excited about that team for like several weeks / months before the playoffs even started, because I knew Puka Nacua was a low advance rate guy. So it's like, and the whole roster was awesome, So like later in the year, you'll have clarity. But like there's a ton of time, guys, for like injuries to happen. Like just this week, look at the names that are in the pool: Michael Carter, Rico Dowdle, Rashad White. Like the NFL changes quick, so don't get attached to anything going too well. And I would not feel too bad about things not going too hot. Probably one of the only McBride Warren teams. I don't know, though. Maybe someone else does it because this is on the stream. Seems too cute to me, Tom. Yep, just unlucky, man. Quarterbacks get hurt. Part of the game. It is funny that Michael Carter's just not in the player pool for them. I wrote him up on beatbestball.com, and then I was doing a draft and searched his name, and I was like, wait a second. And I like Michael Carter more than Demercado, but I don't think Demercado is a crazy shout either, The Wood, 1105. That kind of stinks, honestly, seeing Jake Ferguson go right there. Because Ferguson is in a great spot this week. And I almost got the Garrett Wilson, Justin Fields, Ferguson stack. That would have felt really good. I mean, I don't think Jaden Reed is going to be an impact this season, dude. Personally. What are we talking about? The guy just had 2 surgeries. I don't think Brock Bowers is a good pick. I don't even know if he plays this week. But hey, if you want to be optimistic about Jaden Reed, you do you. I am just not. Ugh. This is the running back picks just get kind of at this point. Let's take Chris Olave. I like him this week. Ohio State University. I have a lot of Puka, especially in high stakes. And obviously everyone wishes they had more Puka. But, anything can happen, folks. We might need Nico Collins. Brian Thomas Jr. might be on the winner. He might have 30 against the Colts. So Breathe a little bit. Breathe a little bit, folks. Yeah, Puka's keeping afloat a lot of teams, myself included. Well, you can't draft them in the dailies, Boofy, because they play on Sunday night, but I could see either, honestly. Yeah, I just think Bowers is hurt, but okay. Okay, looks like Pittman's probably going to play. He's been good. Maybe I'll take him. I don't feel like taking Tony Pollard in every one of these. Jacoby Myers was like such huge chalk last week and majorly busted. All right, let's do the Pittman. Pittman keeps it going. Garrett Wilson, Olave, Pittman. What a crew. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is how some people think. I definitely want to stop drafting Justin. I think I have Justin Fields in several of the dog bowls. I don't want all Justin Fields. Yeah, I just think that like some people are newer to fantasy football, so they just are they're new. Other people just love to overreact, and or they like didn't draft a player. Like I didn't draft that much Bowers, but I still think he's just hurt, you know. Um, and so it's not like, and the big reason I didn't draft that much Bowers is I just thought the mid round tight ends were like awesome bets this year. Guys like Kincaid, Kraft, Ferguson, Loveland, Tyler Warren, Njoku. Like I thought all these bets were good, and markedly different than the past years. But I didn't think like Bowers and McBride are bad picks, and I still don't. Why would that feel bad? A big reason I was big on Puka is, and I think this is a good thing for people to think about. Like when the season ends, or like as you're going through the season, think about like how you view players. And with both Puka Nakua and Nico Collins, who I'm still very high on, I was like, oh, these guys should be going as like the 103, the 104, the 105 in drafts. And then drafts got around and they were like more the back half. And so that's why I wanted a lot of Puka and Nico. And I still do. Let's see. The dog or the battle royale is about 50% filled. And the dog bowl is like 75% filled. If you guys subscribe to beatbestball.com, let me know what you thought about doing the write up more so than just straight rankings this week. Let me know. You can send me a message, whatever. Obviously, people like the write up when I write up James Cook early. Unfortunately, those edges are harder to come by the more you go into the season. Okay. Let's see. We'll Google Jaden Reed. Like, I have a ton of Jaden Reed. I just don't think he's going to be a thing. Clavicle and foot surgeries. Absolutely no news at all on him. Yeah, like T. Higgins is more like a Chris Olave right now, you know? Like, could have a good week, but bad quarterback play. Jamar Chase is like a better Garrett Wilson, you know? Gonna get spammed with targets. People are just overreacting to him having some tough matchups. I mean, he's going as the 101 in drafts. So, like, I didn't write up every player in the player pool. Like, if I didn't have a big issue with it, which I do not have an issue with Jonathan Taylor at the 101, I didn't mention the player. Fields double? That feels bad. But maybe, what if it's good? Sure, why not? Jaden Blue is an idiot and has blisters because he had Louis Vuitton cleats. My God. Okay, we need a running back here. I think Amari's fine. I'm gonna do Jakrowski Merritt though. Why not? You know, not fully drafted. Fun game. Maybe they can get to a lead. Even though Jaden Daniels is back, maybe they want to lean on the run. Yikes. Brock Bowers just said, I want to be back to going full speed, being able to separate from guys. I feel like I can't really do that to the best of my abilities right now. You don't love that, folks. You do not love that. Jaden Daniels going to wear a knee brace. Jaden Blue, I think, is going to be active despite the blisters. James Cook might be higher than a 1-2 turn pick. It will depend, you know, but obviously health, etc. You know, and if the Bills draft a running back in the second, he won't. This is so crazy to me that people did not like James Cook. It's not even like what QJ and Javonte are doing are kind of surprising because they've been bad in the past. James Cook was not bad, you know? And he was a second round draft pick. People just wanted like Ray Davis to be a thing over him. Let's do Trey McBride. Why not? Jarquez Hunter season? Are you just like asking about your bags or something here? Yeah, no one wanted to ask the question, what if he played 10% more snaps? Yeah, I think Brashard Smith will eventually be the guy there. I mean, okay. Like this is like obviously Chase Brown's not going to work out without Joe Burrow. Like I like Chase Brown. The bet is bad without Joe Burrow, period. So, sure, if you knew Joe Burrow was going to get hurt in week 2, fully fading Chase Brown was great. Yeah, the Jarquez season is like I don't know. This is like the dynasty brain people, in my opinion. I don't know, man. Like they almost won the game. I don't think also Corum should get benched for fumbling. Like Kyron fumbles a lot. It's just, I mean, I don't think Jarquez Hunter will be a thing soon. Andre, I want to tell you this is a win, but we need Bowers to be healthy, and he's not yet. So it's a win if Bowers is healthy. Yeah, this is the thing to me. I think real people did not watch the AFC Championship game. Because if you watch that game, you were like, holy cow, this dude is carrying the load. No, I don't think so for Jarquez. Maybe like week 12 or something. I don't know, man. Like if you take Garrett Wilson, you just kind of have to take Justin Fields. What are you hoping for? That Garrett Wilson gets 100 and a touch? Okay, you could do the Dak thing too. That's also reasonable. Now I get, in my opinion, 2 of the best picks on the board. I'm gonna go with Nico. But I also think Jamar Chase is an awesome pick this week. I just think that Jamar Chase played the Broncos and the Vikings, and those are 2 tougher matchups. And I don't understand the folks doing Derrick Henry, but the guy taking Derrick Henry, taking Javonte Williams too, is a fantastic bit. I don't really like the Hawk stuff, but now the tough thing about what we did is, are we going to get a running back? Probably not. And to be real, there's like not that many running backs to be excited about past these guys. The unless is doing a lot of lifting there. And 30 carries for 65 yards doesn't win tournaments generally. 30 carries for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, okay, but 30 carries does not equate to that necessarily. And if the Texans go into the game and score 14 points and the Ravens have 0, Derrick Henry might not be playing at all. If I had to pick an NFC team to make it to the Super Bowl, let's go with the Rams. Eagles are safe too, but Rams. I'm asking you want me to talk about in the negative way? I mean, obviously in the positive way, it's guys like Javonte and Quentin Johnston. I think they're both sun running a little bit in the amount of touchdowns, but obviously they are destroying preseason expectations. In a negative way, obviously there's just some situations that are a lot worse. It's hard to say pulse check. It's hard for Achane to go to 0. And I don't think they're going to fire McDaniels midseason. I don't know, man. It's hard, though. JSN, too. Like, JSN. Something that I didn't really value enough there is just, like, how much... With teams running 12 personnel a lot, it gives a huge bump if you are just a functioning wide receiver. And when the other guy's Cooper Kupp and doesn't look that functional, like, that's just big. Bill, I guess. I like Rachaad White. Think he's a fine bet. I don't know. It's hard to go to the season-long aspect on a daily stream. I would not trade Jefferson. Sounds like you're just antsy because you're 1-3, but like you kind of have to sit tight or trade for better. Yay. We get Ladd McConkey, which feels nice. These are my types of guys. Trey, Nico, Ladd. We'll figure out running back. Brock Bowers said he's not allowed to share the specifics of his knee injury, but added, "It's been frustrating to deal with. I want to be back to going full speed, being able to separate from guys. I feel like I can't really do that to the best of my abilities right now." Yeah, that's tough. Sounds like he's pretty hurt. Week 8 bye for them. Yeah, this is why it's a good spot for Ladd. Now, the question is, curious about Jaden Daniels. Because obviously Jaden Daniels is better than most quarterbacks. He'll wear a knee brace, so I don't know. What's that mean? Let's look in the lobby here. Let's look up Jaden Daniels. This is not a perfect system here, but they have him at 20 fantasy points, which is pretty low. And Herbert, well, whatever. I think maybe we'll just do Justin Herbert. Oh, Jaden Daniels is gone. Isn't that easy? Isn't it nice when life's easy? The decision has been made for you. What is the Justin Herbert line, though? Khalil Herbert, man. Justin Herbert is like a quarter of a point higher. So they're basically the same thing. Yeah, it's a slate where I don't know. We're all probably drafting dead teams if we don't have Taylor, Achane, or Gibbs, you know? Like all the other bets feel so much worse. Maybe Amon-Ra. But you got to try. It would be nice to get one of those top spots, though. We'll try one more dog bowl before we get out of here. I'm just tired, folks, being honest. It's just a weird slate of games. It's like, okay, this was a good Thursday night game. Vikings, Brown, stinker. Cowboys, Jets. It's like fun for fantasy, but it's a stinker of a game. Giants, Saints, maybe fun, stinker of a game. Raiders, Colts. Sure. Maybe it's fun for fantasy, but like a lot of these games just kind of suck. Dolphins, Panthers, just like all these teams that suck that are playing each other. Broncos, Eagles, like maybe a good football game, but not fun for fantasy. Texans, Ravens, we'll see. Cardinals, Titans. There's just like so many bad teams in the NFL right now, you know? The Browns, the Giants, the Saints, the Titans. Bucks, Seahawks, that one like probably going to be fine. Lions, Bengals, I could see getting fun, but like we don't have high hopes for the Bengals. Commanders, Chargers, that's a good one. This is like probably the game of the week. Patriots, Bills, that one should be fun too. Bills probably beat them down, but people have optimism about the Patriots. And then Chiefs, Jaguars, that's a good one too. So like a lot of the main slate games though just kind of stink. And then you have like the Bears on bye, the Packers on bye, the Falcons on bye. Well, I'm a teacher, J Mike, so obviously the kids, man. The kids are making good growth in chess. I'm a chess teacher, so giving back, teaching. All the kids saying me happy birthday yesterday. Some good kids I teach. I do have some Kendrick Bourne shares. He's a guy I've always liked. I actually had quite a bit the year before. But I had some in like the Eliminator or something. I don't know where I had some Kendrick Bourne. None in Best Ball Mania. Yeah, this is like probably it was a good week to draft early and just get ahead of the any week where there's like potential injuries. It's a good week to draft earlier to get ahead of them, you know? Okay, I'm manifesting a player right now. It wasn't Mason Taylor. I did see this, but is it like a big one or just like a little one? Honestly, it's like okay, that was the I wanted Rico Dowdle. It's fine though. Honestly, JCM's like maybe a better fit. Get a game stack. Tony Pollard's still here, actually. Maybe I take him. I get a correlation with Trey McBride. I think they're both reasonable. JCM is a low floor, but like that doesn't matter. Okay. That thing makes things more clearly. I don't hate RJ Harvey this week either. Now is there anyone I want to take besides him? No, not really. All right, so we'll get our game stack and figure it out. Well, it is what it is. I wanted to do one more and get one from like this part of the draft cycle, but we did not. In Battle Royale, I think it's a fine tie. I also think like Kendre Miller's not a crazy scroll in the dog bowl. Obviously, in the dog bowl, though, he's not even a scroll. He gets drafted, you know? No, I think Trevor Etienne is like insane to be drafting. This is the dynasty brain stuff to me. It's gonna be Rico, right? Maybe Trevor Etienne will be something eventually, but not likely. Chuba's gonna return too, you know. Sure, man. How bad could Zay Flowers be? Cooper Rush facilitated an offense before. It's in a game stack. How bad could it be? Let's do Gene T. No, let's do Scatabo this time. Here's a pick'em line I don't mind. Juicing Scatabo up to over 25.5 rush attempts. Giants play from the lead. He's not explosive. Obviously, it's a 7Xer, so it's not likely, but if you want a tail, go for it. I'll go McBride. Just how it goes sometimes, Michael. We'll try to enter one more to see if it will fill soon. And we'll just do two at once. Yeah, that will fill soon. One more scratch. Can we get a top draft pick? Shut up, man. God, Brian Thomas. But if you're a big favorite Joker, I think Rico's reasonable. I think Scatabo will be the RB1 when Tracy's back. But Tracy very quickly, because Tracy's not going to come back and just be 100%. But Tracy might have like a much better outlook without Malik Neighbors because they might use him in like, Wan'Dale Robinson-esque targets. If Jets podcasters are laughing at you, that's kind of sad. I'm not going to lie. The Jets have a very bad future too. But the thing is, once you land a quarterback, that changes. Like the year before the Patriots drafted Drake May, I was like, wow, this is the team with like the worst hope in the league. Then they drafted Drake May, and it changed. So like the Saints feel like a very hopeless team to me right now. Unless Tyler Shuck is good. But seeing as he's not playing, that's probably not good, right? Come on, guys. Give me the 102. I don't even need the 101. I want a Gibbs team. I think this is the week that Jahmyr Gibbs reminds people why people were talking about him as the potential 101. Who do you guys like more, Brees or Justin Fields this week? Let me put that in the chat. I'll put that as a poll. I think it is a Gibbs week, but we'll see. It's crazy how it serves me ads on my own channel. Who you got? We'll do Justin Fields or Brees Hall. Obviously, they both can get there, but that's not likely. It says, who you got this week? Justin Fields or Brees Hall? I think Kamara's fine, but like I would not be consistently jamming him. AJ Brown's not bad, man. They're just winning games. Wow, Fields goes here kind of later in this one. Ferguson goes. I would have said the Chiefs, but it seems less likely. So I don't really know who would trade for Kamara. And he has that big contract. You know, Cardinals. Serious? I got the 11 hole. God, man. All right. Sometimes it just goes like that. Mosio Atuna. Scat Lad McBride. Can't believe I had a CMC Puka team lose in the eliminator. How unlucky. The most unhelpful fantasy analyst you know will tweet things like Puka Nakua is so good at football. Like Puka Nakua has caught 50 balls this year. Also, the least helpful fantasy analyst you know will tweet things like CMC just with his receiving stats is the wide receiver 7 on the year, ignoring that he is the least efficient runner in football. It's like, okay, we know that CMC is a good receiving threat, but thank you for the tweet. Let's do Olave again, man. Why not? Correlation there. Scat Olave. I like it. That's how it goes, Steven. I think any of us going into the season would have wanted to have the most Jamar Chase, but just how it goes. Can't even like scroll to get unique. This slot stinks. All right, we're gonna take Jamar Chase. Get a little weird. I would not start DeMarcado, and I would think about Carter. Chase and Pickens, why not? I've never really had that close a sweat in the dog bowl. Have any of y'all? Like I've had some good weeks, but never anything where I'm like top 5 in the dog bowl. It is hard to win, it's like 5,000 teams. And I've never done more than like 10 teams. Man, it's crazy that Taysom Hill might play soon. I really... Oh no. Brandon Ayuk unlikely to have practice window open. And thank you. The Bills-Patriots game is very interesting because it's a matchup of good and bad in multiple ways. Number one, the Bills' defense is like 32nd against... Or not 32nd. They're bad against the run and good against the pass. And the Patriots' offense is bad at running and good at throwing. So that's intriguing, you know? I think it'll be... I mean, the Bills score 30 points a week. Like, the Bills are going to put up points. So it's not going to be a defensive slug match. The Bills are like the most likely outcome is the Bills are up 10 plus points. And that's how the game goes. But maybe the Patriots can score early and make the Bills have to score and chase. Don't really want to do dart with Scatabo. It's not crazy, though. And what's my alternative? Let's just take Geno. We got to play him. I think dart's reasonable there, but it's not my favorite having two runners of the football on the same team. It's cheap enough with dart. We're going to do this with Trey Tucker. Hashtag unique. I'm assuming Jacoby Myers got drafted. Yes. Geno, Trey Tucker. See, something that was popular last week and will not be popular this week. Good example of getting a little weird. Easily Brian Thomas Jr. Easily. Yeah, I just think in the long run, Steven, you play just Josh Allen, but I get it. If you want to get cute, you do it. Team money time. Yeah, you know, like if this was the week before, Trey Tucker would have been drafted in like all the dog bowls. Now he gets drafted none. Good example of zooming out a little bit. Definitely think you could take Jackson Dart. Sure. I like the triple wide receiver. It's not going to be popular. Kind of why I like it. Chasing the first, rare. Wide receiver, rare. And this guy can't take 2 running backs, and there's 2 running backs that I like. So I can't get squeezed. Oh, yes. People are very reactive in the dailies. I do know who the Giants play. Thank you, Boofy. Yeah, Dart's fine. It's painful when they just eat the whole clock. Okay. So I was going to either do Rico or White. I kind of want to do Rico this time. Rico's ADP is not caught up. I think White's the better player. But the Dolphins defense is just a lot worse than the Seahawks. It's tough to say, man. I would say the Chiefs still, but I don't think they will. And then some of these teams are only an injury away from needing to do it. You know, like Jonathan Taylor goes down, Colts might make a trade. Hampton goes down, Chargers might make a trade. They might still anyways. Okay, there goes Herbert. Maybe we'll win a dog bowl seat this week. I don't even know when the dog bowl is. It's in Kansas City. Not really somewhere I want to go, to be honest with you. No offense. But I'm pretty sure it was like Texas or something. Dog Bowl Underdog info. Okay. Thanks to Google, we found it. So $200K to first if you win a ticket. 36 people. Saturday, December 6th is the draft. And then the 7th you hang out. You can win 3 tickets. And it's in Kansas City. I don't know. Anything else to know? Why Kansas City? Why not Buffalo? Just kidding. I just don't understand the Bengals not bringing in a legit quarterback. They're still 2-2, but Browning has been legit terrible. Okay, well, it's multifaceted. Number one, it's smart in the NFL if you're not good enough to be bad rather than be decent. That gets you higher draft picks. The Bengals have a terrible roster outside of Joe Burrow and a couple guys. They need high draft picks. That's part one. Number two, they've played good defenses. So even though Jake Browning's been bad, the Broncos and Vikings are a tough test. Number three, and this is very important, the Bengals are cheap. They don't want to pay a little bit of money for another guy. The truth is, and this is why it doesn't matter who Josh Allen's backup is, Patrick Mahomes' backup is. For almost all of these quarterbacks, their season is over if they go down. If Josh Allen gets hurt, the Bills are not winning the Super Bowl. If Patrick Mahomes gets hurt, the Chiefs are not winning the Super Bowl. Yes, there is the 1 in a million. But what about Nick Foles? Of course. Okay. If you have a super team and your quarterback is good enough, it can happen. But usually, I don't care who the Bills' backup quarterback is. You know? Just what it is. Right? You need to tank, trade down. Yeah. They need to improve everywhere. Their defense stinks. Their O-line stinks even worse. Spencer Rattler. T Money Time going with the Rat Attack. Mason Taylor, some correlation. I don't know. Let's scroll. K-Dotton. All right, folks. That's what I got. Good luck this week. If you want to read my write-up, beatbestball.com. Let me know what format you like better. Good luck to you. Good luck to me. Enjoy the weekend.